I'm at Chuckwalla Raceway today with my friends from Bulls Films and Nitto Tires, and we're shooting a little series called Driver Battles. We usually start the night before, have a low-key dinner, everyone kind of meets up and introduces the drivers to each other. Usually have some tacos, just a good time. It's also a good opportunity for me to check over all my equipment, test out the batteries, make sure those are charged, and stay in this cool little cabin.
Monstrosity? It looks so dope, man. It's brand new.
All right, Mike, tell me, what's the one way to piss off the track tomorrow?
Don't drift to Chuckwalla. Even though Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, they can all do it. You and your shitbox Civic, don't think about it.
What's the call time tomorrow?
7 a.m. We got time.
All right, all right. It's kind of an interesting matchup today. We have a 240 SX going against an FCRX7, which should be a pretty close battle. But then the weird one is a 67 Camaro going against a Civic, so that should be really interesting. Kind of a David and Goliath battle. The track's gonna go hot pretty soon. Everybody's gonna go out there and hopefully start putting down some lap times. The morning session's probably the best time to put fast lap times down, so hopefully these guys have their stuff together, because once it gets hot out here, the track gets slower. Also, not everybody here is competing on the show. Some of these cars are just out here for fun. If you run Nitto Tires, there's a chance you could get invited to run this session. So it's pretty cool seeing some of these other cars come out here and get to hot lap all day for free. I've got the drone out now. There's not a whole lot of shooting we can do now that the cars are hot on track until we actually go out there and set up. So this is like a perfect time to fly the drone around, get all of the, fun drone shots of those guys on track. I've got the Mavic 3 and I love like the telephoto lens on it. It's like 100 and something millimeter. Kind of gives you more of that helicopter real shot, ups the production value a little bit so that it doesn't look so much like a drone. We were a little worried because we saw the Camaro smoking quite a bit, but I just talked to the guy and he said it was just some blow-by issue with the catch can, so that's good. In the event that one of the picture cars breaks down, if it's early enough in the day, we'll just swap them out with somebody else who's ready to compete. It just has to happen early enough that we catch it before the interviews, because once we've interviewed everybody, we're basically stuck shooting that person for the rest of the day, so that happens sometimes. As I was just mentioning, since the Camaro is having problems, coincidentally, so is the Honda Civic that he's supposed to be battling against. So who knows? We might end up picking two new competitors entirely. We'll see. But the Civic's getting towed in right now. It's never a good look. These are just kind of the things that happen with the production. You always got to be ready to, change your plan. Luckily, we have other cars here just in case. I'm not sure if it's just something in the air today, but it seems like all the cars are braking. Dude, I guess these Futura trailers are the fucking move.
Honestly, let's big dick energy.
Things are sick.
It is sick.
So an update on the Civic, these guys said the timing belt snapped, but they're gonna fix it in 1 hour, so we'll see. You guys just brought a spare timing belt?
Yeah.
Just
luckily Rich had one. Rich is retired.
Wait till you get the bill for that. The timing belt. You gotta remember.
Now, I do have to let you guys know, you may notice a stripped out car like you find in the fields of Bakersfield.
Yeah, so that's actually, unfortunately, an Integra Type R motor.
Yeah.
Did 2 laps in that car. Car felt amazing, and unfortunately, the timing belt snapped, and that was our day, so we could get no filming in, even though we put down a lap time. So
we took the tires off that bad boy, threw it on this thing, and now you're about to send this car.
Yep.
This track is pretty dope, though.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's big.
I like that there's lots of runoff. Like, I would be comfortable taking one of my cars here and like sending it, So one of our other shooters just dropped me off on my corner of the track. We usually all go to kind of like the same spots every time we come out here. I'm on turn 8. It's a nice sweeping corner that has a little bit of elevation into it. The cars coming right at you and then them also flying by is kind of fun on different focal lengths. That FCRX7 also blew up. Not exactly sure what the story was there, but he's getting replaced by an FD RX-7, is now going to drive against the S13. Still should be some really fun battles, and honestly, I'm excited to see an FD RX-7 on track. I love those cars. So when the track's cold, while Joyce is taking the GoPros on and off of the cars, I can kind of walk out there and get some B-roll of stuff like the rumble strips and just like dust and birds flying around, things that will pepper into the episode, just to kind of give you an idea of where we are, what it looks like out here. We call a lot of those establishing shots, or B-roll, which I guess can also mean beauty shots, but it's something that is easily overlooked, and I always try to remind myself to make sure I shoot those. Basically just gonna be waiting out here for about an hour as the cars come and go. There's a few down points when they're rigging up GoPros in the pit. So I got the Game Boy, pass the time while I'm not doing anything. Try to reserve my energy, reserve the camera battery, and not get sunburnt. So the FD just went out, and I don't think the drivers realize this, but the GoPro lap doesn't actually have to be your fastest lap. It mostly just needs to be like your cleanest lap with the best apexes and everything, because that's what everybody's gonna see on YouTube. You really wanna just hit your marks. It doesn't matter if it's the absolute fastest, because your fastest lap is gonna be taken from any of the laps you did today. The RX-7 had a massive failure, whether it was fuel or oil. I'm not sure, I saw a photo of it with a giant pool of oil under it. So I think I'll head back to the pit here in a few minutes and see the damage control. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to make a video if all the cars are broken, but luckily we have a lot of the driving scenes already done, so we'll see, should be all right.
I just went a little too hot on turns 3 and 4, and you know, dropped a few wheels, and the rest is history. But it's nothing, there's no body damage or anything, just a ruptured gas tank. And my diffuser came off, but it's in one piece, so I can remount it again.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, a little bit of a bruised ego.
You're gonna get a new fuel tank in by next weekend?
Yeah.
You have one ready to go?
Yeah, my friend ordered one for me. I'll be here tomorrow.
Wait, what? How the hell did it get here so fast?
Well, he has contacts with suppliers, and they have one more left, so he ordered it. So I guess luck's on my side.
Subscribe, bro.
Like, subscribe, my balls.
Gotta pay them bills somehow.
He slapped that like.
So we all had a quick lunch. Now that the track is cold, Steven and I jumped on the cameras again to do some beauty shots of all the cars. He's on the tripod with his camera, and then I fired up the Komodo. I've got that on the Movi Pro. It's kind of a cool setup that I have here. I'm just on the wide lens, but I'm controlling the focus and the iris using this follow focus tool. It's like a finger wheel that you can move back and forth to change the brightness and the focus of the scene. That way I can keep the car in focus at all times without putting my hands on the lens.
It's hard to go fast when you have teething issues, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses. The car is phenomenal with those tires on.
Yeah.
It's the end of the day. Everybody's pretty tired now. We just have one last thing to do, and that's shoot the exit interviews. We've been shooting with Mike Sabucci. He's our host for the show. He's a pretty easygoing, fun guy to work with. Usually nails everything on the first take, but everyone's pretty tired. The heat's really taking it out of us, so be glad to get this done with and have a few beers. Make sure if you want to watch the full-length episodes, I'm going to add the links in the description so you guys can see it on the Driving Line channel. They're pretty entertaining. There's some good stuff on there if you like car culture, and a lot of these cars are cool, nostalgic, you know, JDM stuff, so kind of the type of thing that I'm into. I usually have a good time seeing all these things out on track. But thanks for joining me for our little production, and I'll see you on the next one.